Hello everyone, welcome to The Green Man for my second album review of this weekend. We're now into, I think, kind of album release season where we're going to be getting lots and lots of certainly big name albums to come as well in the coming weeks. And in this review, I'm covering the 6th studio album from Hooded Menace, the Tritonus Bell, released yesterday on Season of Mist. The album is 8 tracks, about 48 minutes in length. And this is another Hooded Menace album that does not disappoint. They seem to, it seems impossible for them to release a bad album. Another one of these really strong, I think, kind of Scandinavian bands that just cannot put out anything that's below par at all. And this album seems to draw a lot on kind of 80s hard rock and heavy metal influences for me here. I got a lot of a feel. Interestingly, the producer of this album is Anthony LaRock, so that might be why it has that feel a little bit, because it kind of, has maybe some of that, his production has a little bit of influence, or maybe that was just, that influence seemed to just happen to come to the fore in this album, but it works really well with that Hooded Menace sound as well. I think, you still get a lot of those doom passages in the verses on a lot of these songs in this album, but when the rhythms and the tempos really come to play, or faster tempos really come to play, you get that feel of 80s metal essentially, I think, in a lot of places. Even some, I would perhaps argue, in tracks like Corpus Asunder, I felt a little bit of a Megadeth kind of Peace Sells type vibe in that track as well. So I felt like that influence was omnipresent on this really good album from Hooded Menace. And I'm sure that's been said plenty of times already, that there's that influence on this latest release. So going into the tracks, what tracks did I really, really enjoy in this album? I think Blood Ornaments, pre-release single. I think that was the first track I heard, and that really chimed well with me. Those Who Absorb the Night was the fourth track. This is another one that I really loved, and I got a Catatonia kind of flavour a bit from this one. I really, actually, it felt slightly more melodic in places, Those Who Absorb the Night, and I'm a big fan of kind of melodic forms of doom metal. I've seen wearing the t-shirt Swallow the Sun. And Those Who Absorb the Night is, it's an awesome track for me, possibly the favourite on the album of this one. But the next two tracks as well, Corpus Asunder, Scattered in the Dark, again, absolutely loved those too. I would say that run of 4 tracks between Blood Ornaments, Scattered in the Dark, were for me where the album was absolutely just in pure top form. I suppose I was slightly less into Instruments of Somber Finality, more of an instrumental kind of track leading into the cover at the end of the album, which again was okay, but I don't really know the original song that well, I have to confess, but I thought it was all right. The Torch Never Stops. But yeah, I thought that this album really shone between those all of those, between the third and the sixth track, really, really shone in that time, and just brought out, all of the best of Hooded Menace with the influence of, as I say, those older kind of 1980s style bands that felt like the spirit of them was kind of trapped in this record within the doomy caves of Hooded Menace, if I can call them that. So what rating am I going to give this 6th studio release from Hooded Menace? This point in time, it feels like it's a strong 8 out of 10, a pretty strong 8 out of 10. Almost tempted to say, to be a bit more particular, maybe an 8 out of 8.5 type album here. Really good stuff. And at the moment, it feels like, these big name bands at the moment are putting out some seriously good albums and living up to their reputations as, really good metal bands. I believe next week we have Iron Maiden releasing their album Senjutsu, so I will be planning to review that one. But prior to that, I am going to also do my top 10 Iron Maiden tracks, so look out for that. As you may or may not be aware, this channel is a bit covers quite a few different things, so mostly music and lists and that kind of thing, but I do also cover sci-fi, fantasy and horror. It's another really geeky interest of mine. I love lots of sci-fi films, horror films, all that kind of thing. So feel free to explore the channel and check out things like that, and to like and subscribe if you like what you see. Otherwise, take care everybody. Enjoy your weekends, or bank holiday weekends if you're in the UK. Take care now. Bye.